when I have awareness
ఓం
of
శాంతి.
myself
నా గురించి నాకు స్మృతి ఉన్నప్పుడు
as incorporeal
అనాది ఆత్మగా,
point of light,
జ్యోతిర్బిందు స్వరూపముగా,
a pure and peaceful soul,
పవిత్రమైన శాంతియుతమైన ఆత్మగా,
in this awareness,
ఈ స్మృతిలో
I experience closeness
సమీపత్వం అనుభవం అవుతుంది.
with God, who is also incorporeal,
భగవంతుని దగ్గరగా,
ever pure,
నిరాకారుడు, పరమ పవిత్రుడు,
ocean of love and peace.
ప్రేమ సాగరుడు, శాంతి సాగరుడు.
In this closeness
ఈ
with Baba,
బాబా యొక్క దగ్గరలో, బాబా దగ్గరలో
I'm able to experience
సమీపంగా నేను అనుభవం చేస్తూ
Baba's love,
బాబా సాన్నిధ్యంలో బాబా ప్రేమను,
Baba as bestower,
బాబా
Baba one who sustains me, I also experience Baba's company.
బాబా మహాదాతగా బాబా తోడును అనుభవం చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను.
So to experience closeness with God,
బాబా దగ్గరతనాన్ని అనుభవం చేయటానికి
I constantly keep creating self-awareness
నిరంతరం స్వస్మృతిలో ఉంటూ
my relationship with Baba
నా సంబంధాలు బాబాతో అనాది సంబంధాలు.
but now at conference age,
ఇప్పుడు సంగమయుగంలో
Baba has adopted me
బాబా నన్ను దత్తత తీసుకున్నారు.
in a spiritual life
నాకు ఆత్మిక జీవితాన్ని ఇచ్చారు, ఆధ్యాత్మిక జన్మనిచ్చారు.
and make me very, very close to Him.
నన్ను తన దగ్గరగా చేసుకున్నారు.
Looks at me as I like Him.
నా వంక నేను బాబా లాగా ఉన్నట్టు చూస్తున్నారు. బాబా సమానంగా నన్ను చూస్తున్నారు.
Make me recognize my part,
నా పాత్రను గుర్తించేలాగా, నా బాధ్యతలను తెలుసుకునేలా.
it reminds me of my aim,
బాబా నా లక్ష్యాన్ని గుర్తు చేస్తున్నారు.
helps me to become worthy
విలువైన
of my inheritance.
విలువైన వాళ్ళుగా అయ్యి నా వారసత్వాన్ని తీసుకునేలా చేస్తున్నారు.
Gives me the reason to look at everyone as a soul.
అందరినీ ఆత్మలాగా చూడటానికి కావలసిన కారణాలను ఇస్తూ ఉన్నారు.
And self-awareness
స్వస్మృతిలో
and there is closeness.
బాబా తోడు, సమీపం ఉంటుంది.
There's understanding and cooperation with all the souls.
అర్థం చేసుకోవటం, అందరు ఆత్మల సహయోగము కూడా లభిస్తుంది.
So this special quality of closeness is experienced at conference age.
బాబా సమీపత ఈ సంగమేగంలోనే అనుభవం అవుతుంది.
So I take full benefit
సో నేను
of this
బాబా నుండి
closeness in relationship with Baba.
ఈ దగ్గరతనాన్ని, ఈ సంబంధం
So here
ద్వారా
I take Drishti from
పూర్తి
Baba
ఉపయోగాన్ని తీసుకుంటున్నాను.
and
ఇప్పుడు
experience
బాబా
this
నుండి
closeness,
దృష్టిని
the
తీసుకుంటూ
eternal relationship
బాబా
with Baba.
దగ్గరతనాన్ని, బాబాతో ఉన్న అనాది సంబంధాలు, ఒక్క బాబాతో ఉన్న అనాది సంబంధాలను అనుభవం చేస్తున్నాను. ఓం శాంతి. జనవరి 26
Om
రాజయుక్త్.
Shanti.
ఇప్పుడు మోహిని దీది నుండి విందాం.
Every theme is very, very important about the root sanskar of Brahma Baba. And I think it requires actually many
Brahma-
days just for looking at one or inculcating one.
బ్రహ్మబాబా మూల సంస్కారాలు
We have
అన్నీ చాలా ముఖ్యం.
one, then during day we are able to practice some,
రోజంతా మనం కొంత ప్రాక్టీస్
and
చేస్తున్నాం.
especially this topic of being root sanskar of yoga.
ముఖ్యంగా మూల సంస్కారమైన యోగయుక్తము నేను అనే దాంట్లో నేను బాబాతో ఉన్నాను, బాబాతో కలిసి ఉన్నాను, నేను బాబాకు చెందిన
So
ఆత్మను.
remembrance in some form, some
స్మృతి
relationship with Baba.
ఏదో ఒక రూపంలో, ఒక
And
సంబంధంలో
also when we
బాబాతో
have to decide
ఉన్నప్పుడు
something,
ఏదైనా మనం
we have
డిసైడ్
to
చేసుకోవాలంటే
discern.
పరిశీలనా శక్తిని
Or
ఉపయోగించాలి.
even I have to say something,
ఏదైనా
important.
చెప్పాలన్నా ముఖ్యమైనది
I do it in remembrance of Baba.
బాబా స్మృతిలోనే
Raazyukt is
చేయాలి. అదే యోగయుక్తం.
remembrance while
యోగయుక్తం అంటే
making, like using intellect,
బుద్ధిని
mind,
ఉపయోగించేటప్పుడు,
integrate
మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు
this remembrance.
స్మృతిలో ఉండటం, స్మృతిని ఉపయోగించటం యోగయుక్తం.
And also for one who is a yogi,
ఎవరైతే యోగ్యో,
yogi is shown as have a very deep uh, integration or balance.
యోగిని
Is unshakable,
చాలా బ్యాలెన్స్గా ఉన్నట్టు,
is happy,
చలించని విధంగా,
circumstances, whether
అన్షేకబుల్గా,
somebody
హ్యాపీగా
dies, somebody
ఉన్నట్టు
difficult,
చూపిస్తారు. తేలిగ్గాను
whatever happening according to drama,
ఉంటాం.
a yogi soul is just observer.
డ్రామా ఎలా ఉన్నా కానీ
And
యోగి
they
ఆత్మ
have a part
సాక్షిగానే
what they
ఉంటారు.
have to do.
సాక్షిగా ఉండి తమ
So
పాత్రను
when
తాము
you are yoga yuk,
పోషిస్తారు. యోగయుక్తంగా ఉన్నప్పుడు
whether somebody praises you or someone says something,
పొగిడినా లేకపోతే
like criticism, but yoga
విమర్శించిన
soul is unaffected.
యోగి ఆత్మ మీద ప్రభావం ఉండదు.
So the sign of yoga yuk is that you are very, very stable. You are
యోగయుక్తం అంటేనే మనం చాలా నిశ్చలంగా, కామ్గా, శాంతంగా ఉంటాం. దేనివల్ల మనం
but that's the only
బెరుకు
purpose of yoga yuk.
ఉండదు.
And also then there
అదే
are very
యోగయుక్తం
clear
యొక్క
indirections for a
ఉపయోగం.
yoga soul.
అలానే యోగి ఆత్మకు
Because I am connected
బాబా
with Baba.
డైరెక్షన్స్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఎందుకంటే నేను బాబాతో కలిసి
My
ఉన్నాను,
relationship with Baba.
నా సంబంధాలన్నీ బాబాతో
And it's
ఉన్నాయి.
a very, very good practice
ఇది చాలా చాలా మంచి
to be
ప్రాక్టీస్,
yoga yuk.
యోగయుక్తంగా ఉండటం అనేది.
There will be natural silence.
చాలా సహజమైన శాంతి యోగి ఆత్మలో ఉంటుంది.
And then based on that yukti yuk,
దాని ప్రకారంగానే యుక్తియుక్తము
that
కూడా అవుతాం.
used to say,
దాది జానకి అంటూ ఉండేవాళ్ళు, ఆలోచించే ముందు కూడా ఆలోచించాలి అనేవాళ్ళు.
yukti yuk means
యుక్తియుక్తము అంటే
you check according to knowledge,
ఆలోచించి
according to
జ్ఞానం
dharma, that
ప్రకారం
is the right one.
చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి ఇది సరైనదేనా అని.
That is using right methods.
అంటే సరైన
That is
పద్ధతిని ప్రతిదానికి ఉపయోగించటం.
then it's accurate, it's
అప్పుడు అది
Maryada,
ఖచ్చితంగా
according to
మర్యాదపూర్వకంగా
principles,
మరి
yukti,
నియమబద్ధంగా యుక్తియుక్తంగా ఉంటుంది.
and definitely then
తప్పనిసరిగా
by
మళ్ళీ
understanding
అర్థం చేసుకుంటూ
the secrets
అర్-
that is
ఉంటాము అన్ని
what
రహస్యాలను.
are the benefits of
అంటే
being Raazyukt and
బె-
Yukti Yukt.
ఈ యోగయుక్త యుక్తియుక్తంగా
So
ఉండటం
now it
వలన
will important
ప్రయోజనాలను తెలుసుకుంటాం.
become clear to you that
ముఖ్యమైనవన్నీ
Raazyukt
విషయాలన్నీ
is something opens to you
క్లియర్గా తెలిసిపోతాయి. అంటే రాజయుక్తం మనకు
by being
తెలిసిపోతుంది.
yogi and using
యోగయుక్తంగా
yukti
యుక్తియుక్తంగా
power, many,
ఉండటం
many
వల్ల ఎన్నో సృష్టి
deep
రహస్యాలు,
aspects,
ఎన్నో లోతైన
important aspects
విషయాలు,
or
ముఖ్యమైనవన్నీ
significant aspects of everything.
ప్రతి దాని యొక్క విలువ,
And if I am creating
దాని
that
ప్రాముఖ్యత
root sanskara
తెలుస్తాయి.
of personality,
మరి అలాంటి మూల సంస్కారం వ్యక్తిత్వం తయారు చేసుకుంటుంటే
then definitely there is
తప్పకుండా
what we call as closeness
మనం ఏదంటామో
with
క్లోజ్నెస్
Baba.
ఉంటుంది. బాబాతో క్లోజ్నెస్
That
ఉంటుంది,
is why
దగ్గరతనం ఉంటుంది.
always used to advise us.
దాది జానకి ఎప్పుడు
She said there is
సలహా
so
ఇస్తూ
much joy
ఉండేవాళ్ళు.
in
ఎంతో
close relationships,
జాయ్ అనేది, ఎంతో సుఖం
and that is
దగ్గర
why it is
సంబంధాల్లో
better for us
ఉంటుంది.
to sit
అది మన
very, very deep aspects of spirituality,
లోతైన ఆత్మీయత,
sharing
ఆత్
experiences,
మన
spiritual chit chat.
అనుభవాలను పంచుకోవటం, ఆత్మిక
Closeness
సంభాషణ.
means we could sit and talk because
క్లో
we are close.
దగ్గరతనం
We
అంటే
don't know what you're talking, right?
కూర్చొని మాట్లాడుకోవటమే కాదు, మరి
So
ఏం
closeness
మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నామో
means that
కూడా
when we go to Dari, oh, let's sit and talk.
ఇంపార్టెంట్. మరి మేము దాది దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి కూర్చొని
Spiritual chit chat.
మాట్లాడుకుందాం, ఆత్మిక సంభాషణ
Because she
చేద్దాం
always
అనుకునే
told
వాళ్ళం.
that that's the
ఎందుకంటే
closeness we need.
తాను ఎప్పుడు
Where
చెప్తూ
we share
ఉండేవాళ్ళు,
openly
అదే
all
దగ్గరతనం
our
మనకు
experiences
కావలసింది,
with
మన
each other.
అంతర్ అనుభవాలను ఒకరికొకరితో
And
పంచుకోవటం
secondly, she would
అనేవాళ్ళు.
always say, let's
రెండవది తను
understand
ఎప్పుడు
each other's
చెప్తూ
intentions,
ఉండేవాళ్ళు, మనం ఒకళ్ళకొకళ్ళ
bhavana.
భావనను అర్థం
We
చేసుకున్నప్పుడు,
understand
ఇంటెన్షన్స్
each
అర్థం
other's feelings
చేసుకున్నప్పుడు,
also.
ఒకరికొకళ్ళ ఫీలింగ్స్ని
But
తెలుసుకున్నప్పుడు
based on spiritual
దాని
basics,
అనుసారంగా మన
spiritual sharing,
ఆత్మిక సంభాషణ జరుగుతుంది.
mm, you will find generally whenever we sit, really it
మీరు
happens
అప్పుడు
that we sit and we
కూర్చున్నప్పుడు
talk about
అది జరుగుతుంది. అనుకుంటాం మనం
benefits or
మాట్లాడుకుందాం ఇప్పుడు మన
morally points.
పురుషార్థం గురించి,
Generally, we talk
మొరలీ
about
పాయింట్స్ గురించి
other things.
జనరల్గా అయితే మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఉంటాం అన్ని
But
విషయాలు.
in Dadi's,
కానీ
their relationship,
దాది
their
సంబంధంలో
closeness was that whenever
దాది
we sit, we
దగ్గరతనంతో
talk about Baba
మేము
points,
బాబా
Baba
పాయింట్స్,
experiences,
బాబా అనుభవాలు
so that spiritual sharing with each other
ఒకరికొకరితో
brings very,
పంచుకుంటూ
very
ఉంటాము.
true closeness.
అది చాలా చాలా దగ్గరతనాన్ని
And
తీసుకొస్తుంది.
I think we have to create that habit also, right?
మనం కూడా ఆ అలవాటు చేసుకోవాలి కదా.
But also, when there is this self awareness,
ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ
this
సెల్ఫ్
pure
అవేర్నెస్
love,
ఉందో,
so
స్వస్మృతి ఉందో,
very close to Baba.
వాళ్ళు తాము బాబాకు దగ్గరగా ఉన్నట్టుగా అనుభవం చేసుకుంటారు,
Especially Amrit
అని
Vela,
ఫీల్ అవుతారు.
when we wake up,
ముఖ్యంగా అమృత వేళలో మనం లేవగానే అంతా చాలా క్వైట్గా ఉంటుంది.
all elements,
అన్ని
it's completely
తత్వాలు
and also
పూర్తిగా
Satopradhan.
క్వైట్గా సతోప్రధానంగాను ఉంటాయి పొద్దున పూట.
So it's like there is no
అంటే
boundaries to cross
ఎలాంటి
with Baba.
ఎలాంటి అవధులు
Morning
దాటాల్సిన
routine,
అవసరం ఉండదు
so
బాబా దగ్గరకు
clear
వెళ్ళటానికి.
line,
ఈ
clear
పొద్దున్న
path is clear.
లైన్ చాలా క్లియర్గా ఉంది, దారి క్లియర్గా ఉంది,
And it's so easy to understand.
చాలా తేలిగ్గా
Mm. Take
అర్థమవుతుంది.
teachings from Baba, but also understand
బాబా నుండి తీసుకోవటం, మళ్ళీ
what are
దాన్ని
Baba's
అర్థం
signals,
చేసుకోవటం, బాబా సిగ్నల్స్
and,
ఏంటి, బాబా ఏం చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నారు.
and definitely for that I
మరి
have to
తప్పకుండా
maintain
దానికోసం
self-awareness.
నా యొక్క స్వస్మృతిని
We
నేను
call it soul consciousness, but I call it more
స్వస్మృతిలో ఉండాలి. మనం
simply swasati.
ఆత్మాభిమానం అంటాము, కానీ నేనైతే స్వస్మృతి అంటాను.
Who am I? Whom
నేను
I
ఎవరిని,
belong to?
నేను
What
ఎవరి
my
వాడను,
nature is.
నా అనాది లక్షణాలు ఏంటి.
When I came to foreign countries and then
నేను ఈ ఫారెన్ కంట్రీస్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు
so
నేను
whenever I went to Madhuban, I was little bit
ఉన్నాను. ఇక్కడ మధువన్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడల్లా
close to Dadi's and
దాదికి
so one time
అంత
Dadi Prakash Mani said,
క్లోజ్ కాదు,
you should not
కానీ
think this way.
మరి అనుకునేదాన్ని. మరి దాది ప్రకాష్ మణి దాది చెప్పారు, అట్లా ఎప్పుడు అనుకోవద్దు అన్నారు.
He said it's not question of physical distance. You are very, very far, yes.
అది భౌతికమైన దూరం గురించి కాదు, మీరు ఎంత దూరం ఉన్నా కానీ దగ్గరగానే ఉన్నారు, మీరు చాలా దగ్గరగా ఉన్నారు అన్నారు. ఎందుకంటే నాకు కూడా ఈ లక్ష్యం ఉంది, నేను వాళ్ళతో ఈ ప్రయాణంలో ఉంటాను అని. మరి వాళ్ళను చూస్తూ
so that we are together on journey. So closeness spiritually. Of course, then there is love, spiritual love for everyone. But we all are also on same journey. That I always remember. Journey of remembrance, becoming completely pure, doing godly service. We all have same aim. So when she used to say it, of course I will feel happy, but also, as I said, I had aim always. That if they are the 8 jewels, I have to be with them, right? Like Baba said yesterday, at least beat to beat, closeness, one beat to another beat. So when really this love, purity, and spiritual understanding is there, it's a unique kind of closeness we experience. Of course, with one who is truth. But then what I receive from one who is truth, that love I share with everyone. So there is natural closeness. It's a new kind of experience in the relationship at confluence stage. But then this closeness in relations keeps us together, right? For whole kalpa. So it's a joy, happiness, and deeply within, we are all together. I am with Baba. Baba is with me. Kind of feeling of being combined, being together in company. So that is where Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba, right? They were so close. So close, right? Sharing little space. But even when Shiv Baba was not in Brahma Baba's using the space, but Brahma Baba felt very close to Shiv Baba. And of course, Shiv Baba must be very close to him. So we have example in front of us. We just have to follow it and create that closeness with Baba, our beloved Father. Om Shanti.
Dear Moini Didi, and loving greetings, everyone. Good evening. This is a very, very easy and simple topic tonight. because I think everyone must feel so close to you already, having spent so many evenings together. And I'm sure I'm looking at the whole family and just the vision of having lights from Argentina to all the way to Canada with the Caribbean and the world. And although we are far from each other physically, I think we are experiencing in the sessions with you in the evening that closeness. So we cannot say we don't know what we're talking about now. Closeness is something we hold in our heart every night. And I have many different aspects I'm curious about. And I'd like to keep that image of, and you will correct my pronunciation and explain the meaning, this name that Sister Gayatri chose, Brahm Muhurat, this early hours in the morning, Brahm Muhurat, is it how we pronounce it?
Right.
And you will explain to us what it is. But before I go there, I was thinking, that of course we're talking closeness on a spiritual level, but just I'd like to take a moment to talk about physical closeness because I know when we go on stage in Madhuban and that Baba is in Dari Gurza's body, I know we feel there's some kind of bubble of energy or light. And I'd like to ask you, what was it when you used to go close physically to Brahma Baba at that time? I know you can be in a hall and then he's at a distance, but when you used to get very close to him, was there something? And I know you're very sensitive with your hands and very sensitive. Was it electric? Could you feel something?
Every time is different, but first time when I met, I really felt, it's like purity in the sense that whatever I had inside, everything had been cleansed, and I feel I am very, very pure, from my own self in presence of Baba. Because I'm sure because he is the one who is the purifier, Shiv Baba in him, but also he's liberator and or he forgives everything. And I just felt that I am a pure soul, not intellectually or as a knowledge, but I just felt that purity. And every time it's like, you know, kind of current, different currents, sometimes it will be like, um, it's enthusiasm and flying like angel, different. I'm trying to recollect because I have to go back and so many years before. But there are some moments, some meetings which I definitely had a very strong current with the different feelings and also giving me courage to do what I have to do because his directions were unlimited and he really wanted us, all of us young ones, to fly, do this. And so whenever I met Baba, it was okay. I think we can do it. So lot of inner strength comes, courage comes.
I remember one year we were at Amrit Vela with Daddy Jenki, and what she did to us at the end of the Amrit Vela, she would hold our hand one by one with the long drishti.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember just the physical contact with her hand. And it was such a beautiful moment. I'm wondering if you remember, did Brahma Baba took your hand at some point? So was he touchy? Was he easy to approach physically like this?
I'm not talking about it because everyone might get tempted.
To take your hand?
Anyone's.
Everybody will come and they will want to. No, they know. Now we're in Zoom. You're protected. In Zoom, nobody can get too close. But I'm curious because Brahma Baba was when we asked Daddy Gurza one day what was the difference between Baba coming before and Baba coming in the last few years. And she told me it's so much more strength now. When Baba comes, it's so much energy. when Shiv Baba was in Brahma Baba, and he was there often, there must be some physical current also, even when he touched your hands, no?
Lot, yeah, lot, as I said, yeah, it's a few times definitely, as I once mentioned in Delhi, that said, come, come, he hold my hand and took me around. It's just like a little daughter with father, because I was young and very, very beautiful feelings of father holding the hand and
Mm.
guiding me, directing me. In a way, he was teaching me to find solutions, to always find, work. Kind of, I felt it was a lot of teaching there. And of course, Baba's teachings were always with lot of love, because Baba knew our future, being Tirkaldarshi. He always gave us directions, which now I remember. Oh, that's why maybe Baba taught me this. Maybe that's why Baba, it's like all the time there was something like a guide with me. And I always feel this way with Baba, that he's holding my hand and he's guiding me. Even now, as a little girl, like I'm going to Baba and Baba hold my hand and say, okay, I will guide you. Because so many, you know, situations come in drama. I do feel Baba's hand, and holding Baba's hand means everything will be all right, right? Everything will work out, and lot of love.
I know I'm asking you a difficult question, but the reason is because I know by you sharing this, for me, I feel we are having the experience. And so, just for you to recollect holding Baba's hand, I'm sure many of us are now visualizing Brahma Baba holding your hand or holding our hand. And was he calling you Bache, child, or was he calling you Mohini Ben?
But Bachi,
Bachi,
daughter.
so sweet. I'm asking so that when Thursday I go in a Satur region to take my picture with him, I can know if he's calling me Eric or if he's calling me Bachi. He will call me Bachi, right, for
I
brother?
think you are very tempted to go to subtle region, it seems. Mm.
Well, we want to, this is Brahma Baba's month and this is Raazyukt month. So we, after that, February, we'll go into Soul World to be with Shiv Baba. So let's take a chance now. Just now going back to again, okay, I was very curious about this closeness, physical closeness. Now the spiritual closeness, of course, with Shiv Baba. How would you describe your closeness to Shiv Baba?
Very close, very close, very close.
All right.
Yeah, I always feel next to him and he's next to me. Very close, because my love for Baba, is so much. And of course, before Gyan also I had love for God, but I didn't know. So I used to really communicate with Krishna more, thinking he's God, and lovely chat. But I think one of the thing of closeness is that, somewhere there has to be understanding of same level. When I say that, okay, Baba is giving knowledge, so I have to know exactly what he's teaching and be embodiment, inculcate. So we should not just take it closeness is just love, but closeness also is our quality of efforts. Because when I came young and then I saw Baba telling me so many things, giving me so many things, inviting me for important big meetings with many, dadis and all of them. So I think something he saw, and of course for me to be sensible and to follow properly, to have discipline, maryada, that royalty, loyalty, all that we have to qualify. And when we qualify, then of course there is closeness. You just feel very close to Baba, and then Baba also makes you feel close. And I think everyone has opportunity to do that. But sometimes there are two things. One is hesitance, Some even don't come closer to seniors. Baba is one thing. But if you make really, really good efforts, you feel very close to Baba.
And in making good efforts, I think you mentioned about your closeness to the daddies, that you always kept the aim,
Hmm.
right? So there's aim also involved in maintaining that closeness. Do you
Yeah.
think that with Shiv Baba, we also need a specific aim that will keep us close to Shiv Baba?
Love is one, understanding of knowledge, but also who feels that? The soul, no? So this awareness or soul consciousness definitely helps. You just make yourself incorporeal. From incorporeal to incorporeal, it becomes very easy. Like angelic to angelic, corporeal to corporeal. So practice of, it's not, I don't know, we use word practice of soul consciousness. I feel it's just the awareness. Sometimes we forget, and the influence comes of different physical things. Otherwise there should be this natural feeling that I am soul, and I am incorporeal, and I am pure, I am peaceful, and so this brings a lot of closeness also to Shibaba.
And you mentioned that some, may not even want to get close physically to seniors or even spiritually, but it reminds me of the Bog message in which Baba opened his arms. Some ran, some only took his hand, and some only took drishti. So what do you think? What do you think is stopping some souls to feel that closeness?
I have to ask them. But anyway, I think, I don't know.
We can ask them to send their experience.
Mm, I don't know, some hesitance of some kind, and maybe they find that it's too seriousness, or something doesn't, you know, I don't know. For me, I always had been very close to daddies. I would love to do everything for them, cook for them, take them out, bring medicines for them. All the time, I really like, I served them, every daddy mostly, because they came to Delhi and I had chance to take care of them. And not only that, but it was more spiritual, but also, of course, physically too. I think Didi Manmohini, Dadi Prakash Pani, all daddies came to Delhi. And Didi Manmohini used to be scared of dentist. So once she had really big problem, I said, I'm going to take you. Say, no, I'm not going. I said, I will make the best appointment with the best doctor of Delhi. And so I called president's dentist, and I said, well, I have someone very honorable and I want to bring her. And he said, okay, because if you call them like a friend, and he said, so it was a big, very big room and very nice room. And so I have done like whatever was there, knowing them very well, and then also, and what they like to eat, I know exactly and will cook for them. So for me, I thought it's a family, and in the family, you have your own elders, you have own, big brothers and sisters, and little ones have always to serve them, be close to them. I see relationship in that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't have experience of not being close, so someone else can share maybe.
And the experience I had with Daddy Prakashmani, the second year, I remember I went to Madhuban. I was very young, and I told Daddy that I wanted to live in Madhuban, and I said I want to, leave Canada, and I'm happy I can stay in Madhuban, and I want to be close to you, so I can be with you in every birth after that, starting in Golden Age. And she laughed and she said, because I said, Daddy, I'm on the other side of the planet. I cannot be more far away from you in Edmonton. At that time, I was in Edmonton. And she was laughing and she says, Eric, it doesn't work like that. It's not physical. It's that you need to have the same sanskars
Mm.
and then we'll be close. And I felt, oh, now this is more difficult than just moving to India. I'd like to complete the little sharing with this word, Brahmuhurat. And I feel that sometimes Baba described Amrit Vela to be a unique moment where everything is open. That proximity with Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba is unique. So it seems sometimes that even Amrit Vela now is more and more with very few words, very silent experience, and extreme closeness. So could you explain a little bit this Brahm Muhurat, and how do you feel that closeness to Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba at that specific moment of the day?
Because actually confluence age also is Brahmahurat. That means it's the confluence of and, it's like night and dawn. So same as early morning hours. See, Mahurat means like it's auspicious time because transition from night to day, from darkness to light. So that kind of is considered to be Brahmahurat. But confluence is also Brahmahurat, Amrit Vela of the Kalpa, because that's where from night to day begins, and early morning hours are considered to be, pure vibrations, nature, clean. Everything is very, very pure. So they call it Brahma Mahurat. Mahurat really means like this is the right time to start. When they have warm ceremony of the house, warming ceremony, it's called Mahurat. You know, not Brahmahurat, but anything they do auspicious, they call it Mahurat. So it's Mahurat for golden age or for our fortune, our fruition to begin, and all attainments, time for all attainments at that time. This morning I woke up quite early and it was so beautiful in the sense of from my window I could see full moon and it was big, big, bright moon. But also, like from nature, you feel so beautiful vibrations. And then just intellect it directly with Baba doesn't take time. So it's beautiful, Amrit Vela, Brahma
Do you
Urat.
feel we have if we think, if we connect this time with closeness, how would you describe this special closeness we can experience with Shiv Baba or Brahma Baba so at that time?
No, because again, it's the dawn, no? And Brahma's night and Brahma's day. So it's the beginning of the day.
But I'm asking about your own personal experience in a sense. For me, I find that Amrit Vela is this little mystical or magic moment.
Mm.
If you're not sleeping, of course. If I'm, if someone is dozing off, I think they're busy with another concept. But if we're really alert, I'm trying to get from you what we can catch from Baba at that time, which
Mm.
is unique, which makes us feel very close to him as well.
Mm. I think that for me, there are two things. One is, just taking power, but then also sometimes I try to get some directions, clarity also, because a lot of people ask me what's the future and how the things will be, which he hadn't been telling me. But this morning it was very, very beautiful experience when Baba said, was very clear kind of message, which I wrote later on, that Baba said, you children are doing very well in efforts and also whatever service they can do, and also how your mind, words, actions, or your incorporeal stage, angelic stage, and corporeal stage. And then when I read Murli, it was almost same kind of blessing today Baba was giving. So I think that's for me is a very good time for me also to be recharged and fill myself with power. Power could be courage, enthusiasm, and and then also some directions for the family. Whenever there is a chance, I look at Baba. I said, Baba, everyone wants to be more. So Baba said, don't think about physical future in the sense of how the things will be. They will unfold. But spiritually, you all keep yourself ready. And that is most important. So some mornings very clear, and some mornings is just deep silence and be with Baba.
So we'll invite everyone to have unique experience tomorrow morning for Amrit Vela and feel that closeness in a beautiful way. So thank you so much, Moini Didi. And I know Sister Gayatri will present a beautiful sentence as well that can really stimulate our Amrit Vela tomorrow morning. So thank you again. And let's see tomorrow morning what message you get in Amrit Vela. Maybe Baba will mention my name. So you let me know if he if he says something. Thank you. Welcome, Gayatri Ben.
Thank you. And yes, it was a lovely conversation on closeness. And according to Baba, this time, the confluence age, the whole of the confluence age, as Sister Mohini says, is Brahma Muhurat. It's the beginning of something, it's the ending of something, and it is the space of new birth, of new creation, of things that are secret will be revealed, and all those beautiful, as Eric calls it, the things that happen in the magic moments. So Eric, what was your magic moment at your last Amrit Vela?
Well, it's the singing of the sentence. And my Amrit Vela the last few days are just chanting the mantra. It's actually really enjoying those sentences, and I let them become alive. And I feel I'm giving birth in the morning to a little baby that will grow within a day, bloom, and it will be a one day big blooming flower or fruit that will last only one day. And I really pray with those sentences in the morning, and I just give them power and life. So when it's memorized quite a few times, after that, I enjoy seeing the sentence growing on me. And in Amrit Vela, I think I'm repeating it probably over 50 times, I think.
Wow.
But it's like it's a chanting. And I try to keep my mind, and this morning was about its truth. I think it was truth and this beautiful state of
Soul is truth, God is truth,
immortal.
truth is
Yeah.
immortal.
And I feel like I'm really making the dough of bread or something, and then it starts to move on its own, and I'm watching it to move. And sometimes it's a word. This morning was truth, and the word just keeps echoing, and it becomes vibrant, like it's living. And I hold it knowing that it will be with me all day. And every morning I like to give birth by using, I really use that sentence. I take Drishti from Baba in the same visual we use, and then I look in my phone on this sentence and I repeat it until it's totally natural. I love it.
That's beautiful, until it becomes your, Sister Mohini saying, awareness. So
Yeah.
once it gets into our awareness and sits there, we don't need to practice.
So I'm concerned what I'll do on the 1st of February, because I'll have to call you at
Start
I'll call
again.
you at 3. I'll call you at 3:30 in the morning to ask you if you have a new one for me.
Yeah, well, don't call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this closeness, you see, Eric just described it so beautifully. And what the picture that came to my mind when he was talking is that at the end of the day, whatever flourished in him, as he's saying, it's like a birth being had. It closes again and becomes a bud. It's like the flower becomes a bud again, and we go to sleep with this bud, and then the next day again it blooms in our lives. So today's root sanskara is closeness, and this word Brahma Muhurat, as Sister Mohini says, Brahma Muhurat is a term that Baba uses to describe the confluence age and the Amrit Vela in the confluence age. but the Bhakti term is Brahm Muhurat. And so Baba always corrects Bhakti when he introduces these terms so that we can be clear what he's saying when he uses them. So this time, whether it's the whole of the confluence or it is specifically Amrit Vela, it is a very magical time. It's the time that um, uh, that allows for, I would call it the Raz, the secrets to be revealed, but not just the secrets to be revealed to us, but it is as if we become the embodiment of those secrets. So when Sister Mohini says at that time she receives signals, she receives touchings, she receives some very clear things that Baba wants to give to her. I think it is within this auspiciousness of the soul responding to that time. And so this quotation that describes the time, whether you see it as the whole of the confluence age, or you see it as Amrit Vela in the confluence age, it's actually, I think, a deep faith that gets awakened in the soul at that time. And so the faith allows us to see the light when the dawn is still dark. So even though we are surrounded by darkness at that time, that faith in us that keeps us close to Baba allows us to see that light of God in our lives. So that is what Brahm Muhurat means. A faith, the faith that is seeing the light when the dawn is still dark. And so there are three elements to this root sanskara, and that is closeness, blossoms in the sweet meeting at Amrit Vela, the early morning hours with Baba. And Baba, if you read the Amrit Vela book, you will see him repeating, you will read repeatedly, he's saying, it's an exclusive time for you Brahmins, it's only for you Brahmins. And so come and meet me at that time, but come like my bride, come like my friend, come like my gopi, come like my child, come in all these very beautiful close terms that he would use. So we feel that we are going to be only with him. And the second, if you were to look at the confluence age in relation to closeness, it is when we are living in the day of Brahma at the confluence age, we are in total remembrance. And that remembrance brings us close. So whether we are remembering our five forms, whether we're remembering angelic Baba, whether we're remembering Bap Dada, whether we're remembering the seed form Shiv Baba, however we're remembering Baba, we are in the day doing that. And then of course the night is when we forget and we're moved back into the bhakti kind of state of mind. And Baba doesn't want us to be bhagats, he wants us to be children. And so this is the context of closeness, that I can stay close to Baba by remembering and not forgetting. And then the quote, and I wanted to kind of share with you this little bit of what he said, what I actually pulled from some of the Murlis of Amrit Vela. And he was saying that early morning hours of nectar was the time when Shiv Baba revealed teachings, which is now called the Murli, to Father Brahma. So it was as if that Brahma Baba downloaded the Murli at Amrit Vela. Somehow Shiv Baba would have filled him with the teachings at Amrit Vela. So when he came to speak the Murli, Shiv Baba would be sitting there speaking the Murli through Brahma's mouth, but somehow Brahma was already prepared. It was as though it was already downloaded in him, so that when Baba was speaking, he was totally in tune with it. So I thought that was a very interesting thing that happened at Amrit Vela. And then Baba also said at Amrit Vela, he would fill souls with strength and remove their weaknesses through Brahma Baba. So they would then kind of pick up when souls were not strong, when they were going through whatever they were going through, and they would send that power at that time. And then Brahma Baba also, Bap Dada would also remind us when we would go to Madhuban, especially the double foreign children, And he used to tell us that we are the thought-born children of Brahma. So at the time, those who were in front of him were listening to the knowledge directly from Sakar Baba's mouth as Shiv Baba was speaking. In the early morning of Nectar, he also used to invoke those of us with the power of his pure thought and, of course, his loving feelings. And so we were also created at that time, but we remained incognito until it was the time to become cognito. And of course, the quote that is supporting this closeness of Amrit Vela and also of the confluence age, in Baba's direct words, what he said is that you have passed your time in darkness for such a long time. Awake now at once. So it's very beautiful. It's like a call to attention. It's the call of God. Awake now at once and stop spending your time in darkness. So again, look for the secret of closeness as you reflect, as you contemplate, and as you journal, because this week you're looking for the secrets. You're looking for the secret in closeness. Now, Sister Mohini, when Eric asked her, what do you think stops souls from coming close? And she said, it's some hesitancy of sorts that keeps that soul from coming close. So remove the hesitancy and let the secret of coming close to Baba just draw you into the embrace of his arms tomorrow. So Om Shanti and have a great day.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita contains many stories of the Murlidhar and his magical Murli. It is said that the gopis used to run away from their homes to listen to the magical melody of the Murli. It is also stated that when the gopis fell in love with the Murli, their families tried to stop them from running away. Surprisingly, only gopis were able to hear this flute, the Murli. Their families, their relatives could not hear this call.
Baba teri meethi murli ki dhoon sun karke man harshaye, oh sun karke man harshaye.
This is when the battle of the Pandavas and the Kauravas began. On June 21st, 1938, many people of the anti-Om Mandali party gathered and surrounded the Satsang Bhavan. They started shouting and began to throw stones at the Bhavan. They broke down all the windows and tore down the gates. They all started to make strong effort to enter the house. But the powerful mothers, the Shiv Shakti army, stood courageously at the doors and did not let a single soul enter the Bhavan. The look in the eyes of the mothers was so strong, so terrifying. It looked like the mothers had taken a fearsome form of goddess Kali.